Wild nature is magnificent but cruel. One wrong step and the cliff becomes a side. Snow leopard or mountain goat, who will fall? Discover 18 heart-stopping falls where nature reveals its harsh truth. Are you ready? On the steep mountainside, both the goat and the snow leopard rolled down, tumbling over rocks. Miraculously, both were unhurt and continued the chase. But at the edge of the cliff, the goat jumped down in despair. The leopard leisurely climbed down and won the prey. Snow leopard is a proud predator, not chasing mountain goats, just a moment of carelessness. It slipped and fell into the abyss, its body hitting the rocks. Nature is cruel. Even the strong cannot escape the harsh curse of the wild. A herd of pigs trudge along a cliff. Some deftly reach the ground safely. Suddenly one slipped and rolled in chaos. Gravity pulled it into the abyss. The fall was brutal, and nature once again revealed its coldness. Nature is majestic but cruel. Bears are the kings of the jungle and donkeys are masters of endurance, but they still fall from cliffs. When moving on rocky mountains, always be alert and check the terrain carefully. Go slowly and use support equipment such as climbing sticks and safety ropes. In a heartbreaking moment, a cow tried to climb a steep mountainside but slipped. Its hooves lost grip on the slippery ground, causing it to lose its balance and roll down the cliff. A harsh reminder of how fragile life in the wild can be. It is unclear how it was able to climb the cliff. When it tried to slide down, it lost its balance and fell hard to the ground. The impact was terrible, and it is unlikely that it survived. Camels are symbols of endurance, carrying goods through the deserts of the Middle East, but still fall on dangerous mountain roads. People need to equip themselves with mountain climbing skills. Check the terrain carefully and always have a backup plan to avoid disaster. The two leopards engaged in a fierce battle. In a moment of madness, both of them leapt off the cliff. One fell onto the sharp rocks, only one managed to get up. The mountain showed no mercy. A snow leopard stalked a mountain goat. It charged at him, but the goat quickly escaped. The leopard miscalculated and plunged straight down the rocks. A costly mistake. The Himalayan is a master of climbing cliffs, clinging on with its sharp hooves. But nature is cruel and unforgiving. I think these must be cubs, entering the cruel world of nature for the first time. Two bears fought fiercely on the edge of a cliff. One was pushed over. It was not the fight, but the mountain that decided their fate. If you are someone who wants to try thrills, you should have the right protection and be an expert. Don't take risks here. A large pig did not fall from the mountain, but jumped from the truck. The violent impact knocked it down, but miraculously it survived. After a few seconds, it stood up as a rare blessing in a series of tragedies. A horse tried to climb a steep slope. The rescuer tried to pull it up, but suddenly it slipped. The cliff swallowed it. There were no second chances in the cruel hands of nature. I'm still not completely comfortable with little creatures being attacked by power lines. This time it was them. What if next time it's us? To reduce the damage, I need you to be conscious and responsible in protecting animals as well as protecting yourself. From high voltage power lines who can guess what danger will happen this time? Monkeys playing on power lines in the rainforest are a growing problem in Florida. Wires are being installed to protect the wires and reduce the risk of invasive species. Video of monkeys in Japan offers a completely different perspective, as their curiosity causes millions of dollars in damage to the electrical system. Clean the surrounding area, seal holes, and perform regular maintenance to detect signs of danger early. Oh my gosh, losing a cow is like losing $100. Electric fences can be a huge threat if not handled properly. Has anyone ever seen this in real life? Hundreds of elephants in South Africa have been harmed by power lines like this. It's horrifying. If you live near power lines, keep your livestock safe. I am also considered a victim in this situation. My herd of cows lost 20 heads due to poor quality electricity. Does anyone have any safer methods other than the ones I have mentioned? Please give me some suggestions to protect my farm well. If bears were electrocuted, nature would suffer a huge change. Hundreds of them would die every year. Do you think we should report it to the authorities? Birds in trees causing electricity like this, the risk of forest fire is very high. If you witness this scene, please report it immediately to professionals so they can check and repair the power line to ensure safety. It is likely that the fence was not high enough. The standard is at least 5 to 6 feet high according to Zariba Systems. Farms use solid concrete fences to save costs and increase usage time. It can be compared to the 20 moment, showing that young horses can react differently to danger due to lack of experience. Research from Electricity Canada says animals cause about 26% of power outages, with baby goats accounting for 75%. The innocent little goat got electrocuted, and this is something no one wants. Mexicans should use insulated wires to reduce the risk of accidents for animals. Using a timer to turn off fences during the day when animals are more active can reduce electricity costs by up to 50%, according to the University of Pretoria. Cows walk into power lines on a US farm. A funny and worrying scene. Authorities can switch to underground power lines to make it safer for animals and humans. Another way is to reduce the voltage of electric fences in rural areas, which also helps to keep ponies in British pastures out of danger. But animals will not understand this. This measure is effective in reminding people to keep their distance. Horses on Australian farms are so used to jumping fences that they require regular inspection and maintenance of electric fences to avoid unexpected incidents. Comment on a location where you know of incidents with wild bears due to electricity. Alaskan bears climbing power lines. This is a warning to move power lines out of national parks. Increase wildlife protection to avoid electrocuting bears. What is your most haunting moment? Let me share with you the squirrel that caused a power outage in the whole neighbourhood, reminding me that danger is always lurking. Check your electrical wiring today so that this tragedy does not happen again. It is not known whether the man was in any danger by greeting a kangaroo in this way, but it certainly has consequences when it appears unexpectedly on the road.
Oh, what the
Drivers should slow down to 35 miles per hour to ensure a timely response. Many people think that a car is bigger than a wild boar and that sitting in it is safe, but that is not the case. A collision with a wild boar can leave you feeling a strong shock from broken glass, damaged suspension, and even severe injuries.
dog bitch.
Horseback riding is common in Wyoming. The video shows a driver slamming on the brakes on a slippery road after hitting a horse. Such irresponsible behavior requires stronger measures to protect the public. A flock of more than 50 ducks caused a traffic jam that stopped hundreds of cars for hours. If a farmer fails to control his flock, the fine can be up to $500 per violation in Texas. Black bears in Alaska end their hibernation around April to May. During this time, they often emerge from their dens and begin searching for food.
Oh my God!
People should limit their speed when traveling through forested areas in the morning and evening when black bears tend to be most active. A family road trip turned chaotic when a 1,200-pound moose ran onto the highway. Luckily, no one was injured in the crash. Drive slowly in forested areas during winter and pay attention to warning signs. A bus speeding down the highway at more than 50 miles per hour in Colorado this morning encountered an unexpected passenger like a baby deer that darted across the road. The case reminds all motorists to wear seatbelts, even on short trips, to reduce injuries. The incident happened so suddenly that the farmer lost more than 50 sheep in just a few seconds. This raises questions about whether the sheep farmer was aware of the great danger that always lurks on the highway. Many people wonder why there is a fence installed on this road and why the cow is here. If you have any information about this incident, please comment below. If you regularly drive through sheep farming areas, it is a good idea to slow down to at least 45 miles per hour at night. Slowing down gives you a chance to react quickly to situations. In suburban Texas, where streetlights are scarce and feral hogs are among the top 3 most densely populated areas in the United States, the lack of visibility has led to drivers losing control of their vehicles. The importance of government visibility in installing streetlights could reduce accidents by 30%. Is installing a 12-foot fence effective in preventing kangaroos from jumping onto highways? What other places outside of Australia have kangaroo traffic collisions? Another collision captured on dashcam has been released after a deer jumped through the windshield of a Riptor bus. The uninvited passenger surprised many people on the bus, but no one was injured, because the deer's attack path had no one sitting there.
This is Sean.
When encountering a moving car, rams often attack. You should back up instead of moving forward to avoid a dangerous situation and give the ram enough space to move out of the way. Even if you collide with a small wild boar, the car's cabin will be damaged. Have you ever had this unexpected encounter? Invade. States like West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Michigan frequently have collisions with deer at night. Especially during their mating season from October to December. They caused $3,000 to $7,000 damage to vehicles. Black bears are often unaware of road hazards during breeding season as they are more mobile in search of food. Drivers should honk their horns to warn others and should not get out of their vehicles to chase them away, as bears may attack if they feel threatened. You can tell by the sound of the car going by at 114 mph that he was going too fast. This caused him to run into a deer unexpectedly. Luckily, the car had a front bumper that reduced the damage and he got out of the situation safely. Australia's biggest race, the Bathurst 1000, was marred by a collision with a kangaroo. This was the result of poor race management, and the organizers need to make changes to their safety management. In 1990, cattle ranching was not strictly controlled as people continued to graze the cattle indiscriminately. Cattle ranching brought in $2,500 per animal, but a collision could damage a car and affect people's health. Herding ducks on the streets of Bideford is strictly prohibited due to the high traffic density. If the vehicles in the video had not been moving slowly, the series of collisions would have occurred. There were no streetlights or barriers, and the driver suddenly collided with a kangaroo. If it were you, would you be able to handle the situation calmly? Protect yourself by observing and focusing on driving. The deer jumped up to 8 feet high. I thought the worst could happen. Luckily, the car in front avoided it this time, but always be alert because luck may not happen again. Be cautious when traveling through the woods during the winter, as black bears are known to forage for food near the Smoky Mountains. Their movements are unpredictable, so limit your travel to ensure your safety. The impact was so loud, I think the car owner must have spent a lot of money on repairs. I think the horse racing trophy was his, but just a collision on the track made him not finish the race. I also don't understand why that car was placed there. Are the lessons and solutions to wildlife collisions in these 40 moments appropriate? If you have new measures, please comment below to build a safe community. A wave of terror swept through African cities in 2017 as lions, once the kings of the wild, began attacking urban areas.
I know.
These powerful predators, hungry and desperate, stalked the streets and attacked livestock with deadly ferocity. But their hunger did not stop there, and humans were also targets if not controlled. In a series of brutal incidents, lions targeted residential areas in Kenya, Tanzania, and South Africa, sending shockwaves through local communities. The roars of the wild, once confined to the savannah, echoed through the heart of the city. With 15 attacks in just 1 year, cities were thrown into a state of panic. In response to such attacks, African authorities, drawing on the revered hunting traditions of the Maasai, have adopted techniques refined over centuries. The Maasai people of East Africa have a deep and complex bond with the king of beasts, the lion. Their tradition of hunting lions is not just about survival, but also an important ritual that has been around for centuries. Young men will face the ferocious predator armed only with spears and courage. Despite the danger posed by lions, the Maasai revere the animal. Successfully knocking down a lion marks their transition into adulthood, celebrated by wearing a lion's mane as a symbol of honor. For Westerners, however, challenging a lion unarmed is a fantasy. However, this man, a guide at a Botswana national park, took a bold approach to the lion. He crouched low to the ground and used a toilet roll to defend himself if attacked. He knew that this trick did not always work, but he was drawn into the adventure and the feeling of confronting the lion. This time, the man was lucky to escape the confrontation, but what about next time? Lion hunting is still a common practice today and the stakes are high. South Africa's Limpopo province and Tanzania's Silas Game Reserve are places where permits are required to hunt lions. Any hunting outside these approved areas is illegal and subject to severe penalties. Teams of at least 3 hunters are required because the lion is no ordinary predator. It is the king of beasts. Its powerful fangs can strike a target in less than 10 seconds if caught off guard. Do you hear that? That chilling roar echoes from the bushes, the hunters standing at a distance of 50 yards. It is the sound of a ruler's warning. Lions don't just hunt, they rule the game. Are you ready to look the king of the wild in the eye? One mistake and the hunter will become the prey. In the heart of Zimbabwe, where the sun scorches the earth and darkness is rare, lions retreat into the bush, their bodies blending seamlessly into the arid savanna. The harsh climate, with temperatures soaring above 95 degrees, makes every rustle in the bush a thrilling moment. It requires hunters with years of skill and an understanding of lion habits. Lion hunting here has the highest stakes of $70,000. Hunters with more than 10 years of experience study the lion's every move, their territorial roars, and their stalking instincts. Beyond the thrill, it funds conservation efforts maintaining the delicate balance between humans and the wild. The hunt was a success due to teamwork and expertise. Led by the guide, a seasoned veteran of more than 250 encounters with lions, the hunter's weapon of choice was a blazer rifle loaded with .500 Nitro Express rounds and equipped with a solar-powered red dot sighting system, the perfect device to stop a charging lion. This weapon was certified in 2004. It is designed to stop lions at a distance of up to 250 yards. The terrain was not easy soft sand underfoot. The scorching sun above and dense underbrush gave the lions every advantage.
Shoot.
After more than 4 hours of exhausting tracking, the tension was at its peak as they closed in. One wrong move could have serious consequences. Lions are powerful predators, weighing over 300 pounds and can strike their prey in seconds. When the final shots were fired, the dangerous confrontation between man and nature was over. Winning the main lion hunt, as in Maasai tradition, symbolizes courage and maturity. Make sure your equipment is in good condition when hunting lions, and pay attention to your communications equipment, as failure can threaten your safety. Wear camouflage to avoid detection as lions have good eyesight and can detect movement from a distance. A non-reflective jacket is essential to prevent light from giving away your location. In the same savanna, a different story unfolds. While lions stalk their territories, antelopes live a tense life of constant vigilance. A rare and strange antelope called the Watchwe roams the wild. It is a hybrid of the red lechwe and the waterbuck. Larger and bolder than the others, it is not alone but accompanied by a true waterbuck. But is this the right environment for them to thrive? In Botswana, the antelope population has skyrocketed, with their breeding rates increasing to 2 to 3 times a year. However, as temperatures in these areas rise by about 1.8 to 3.6 depth per decade, vegetation is rapidly depleting, with some areas losing as much as 30% of their vegetation in the past 20 years. This imbalance is threatening their survival, making the future of these animals uncertain. Faced with the problem of antelope populations increasing, African governments have introduced hunting measures to overcome and stabilize the population in the wild. In addition, in Botswana, hunting these creatures is not only about species balance but also deeply tied to culture and heritage. But why do hunters seek antelopes?
He's down. Yes!
With their majestic horns, which are highly regarded by African communities as symbols of strength and good fortune. These animals have been part of Africa's heritage for centuries, according to research by the African Wildlife Foundation since the 1950s. Antelopes are found in the vast grasslands and are wary of predators. They are attracted to water sources where they can hydrate but are more vulnerable when they gather in large groups. For a hunter, this is a crucial time to act. More adventurous experiences requiring a good level of fitness will offer the opportunity to track antelopes through rocky terrain and dense bush. Conquering an antelope with horns up to 30 inches long is a sign of victory. Hunting areas change every year, so hunters need to check the antelope hunting websites for accurate information. In South Africa, hunters are strictly prohibited from hunting antelope in protected areas such as national parks and game reserves. Violating these restrictions can result in fines and revocation of hunting licenses. A successful hunt is not based on luck alone, but on a combination of skill and preparation. Hunters must be trained for at least 3 to 6 months to master accurate aiming skills. Binoculars are an indispensable tool, helping to observe from a distance, identify targets, and assess the situation. Modern binoculars help magnify images, minimizing errors. What about you? In your opinion, what is the most important factor in each hunt? Leave a comment below the article. Along with lions and antelopes, baboons are also a threat to African people. As omnivores, baboons eat fruit and even hunt small mammals when necessary. Their impressive fangs serve both a defensive and grooming purpose. Baboons are semi-nomadic, moving across the African landscape in search of food and water, which often brings them into contact with humans. Their world is built on strength and respect, where the strongest lead and the weakest follow. They speak with deep growls, their faces and movements telling the story of their day. One of the methods used to deal with baboons is the tent method, which was first invented in Africa around the 1920s. Hunters set up tents in neutral colors like sand or green, blending into the natural environment to avoid detection by baboons, highly intelligent and cautious animals. The best hunting locations are remote areas far from residential zones where baboons frequently roam, such as dense forests or savannas. Bait often fruit is essential to attract them, however. Baboons are naturally wary, and even with bait, they remain on high alert. Despite this method has a success rate of up to 75% thanks to careful preparation and the use of strategic positioning. On this hunting trip, the hunting group traveled to a 1.2 million acre wilderness area in South Africa with rugged terrain and baboon presence. Armed with PCP air guns and rifles, they hunted many baboons, including shots from distances of up to 750 yards. The weapons were thoroughly tested and tuned for accuracy at the host's farm, including a 260 rifle with 95 grain V max ammunition that allowed for accurate shooting even in strong wind conditions. The trip provides a great hunting experience for the hunter. Baboons thrive in harsh, rugged terrain where few others venture. These elusive creatures dominate cliffs and deep ravines, often living at altitudes of over 1,000 yards. Hunters must fight gravity by crouching low to make short-range, accurate shots at perched baboons. Each step up the treacherous slopes is a battle, the tension building with every breath as the hunter silently closes the distance, knowing that any misstep could mean defeat. Hunters must also respect the natural environment by cleaning up the hunting camp area to prevent pollution, because human food waste can promote baboon growth. Which hunting battle are you attracted to? Please comment below. When you watch the whole video, which hunting method are you most looking forward to? Please share so that we can make the best improvements to produce a quality video for you. Thank you for your support over the past time for mousefarm.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.